Hi, welcome back to another video snippet from Z-fari, the zombie novel. Mwah. Today we're going to read the third part of chapter 18. And once again, if you look in the comment section underneath this video, you can find the link so that you can buy a copy of this little scare-orama for your very own, to read at your pleasure and leisure. This one won't take very long, but it's all that occurs down in Dr. MacDougall's lab. Whoa. Here we go. As soon as Debbie left the lab, Dr. MacDougall roared over to her. "Are you finally ready, Alice?" he blustered. "Did you call for the troopers?" he asked. "Of course I did," the doctor insisted. "Where the hell are they?" "I'll check," Allison said, attempting to soothe his anger. "Well, see to it," MacDougall stomped back over to his desk. Allison got on the phone and called the dispatcher. "Did Dr. MacDougall request 6 troopers to assist in an experiment in the basement lab?" she asked calmly. "No? Well, would you please send us 6 as soon as possible? 10 minutes? Thanks." She walked over to MacDougall's desk and told him, "They'll be here in 10 minutes. Dr. MacDougall rested his elbows on his desk and put his face in his hands. "I'll double-check all of the sensors while they're getting down here," she said. He said nothing in return, but she heard a soft mumbling. He was talking to himself. Minutes later, 6 very large troopers came through the opening doors of the elevator. "Dr. MacDougall," the leader said. "Alice, turn on all of the sensors, audio, olfactive, and electromagnetic. Start the cameras, HD and stereoscopic," the doctor ordered. "Yes, sir." Allison answered and went from machine to machine, initiating their data collection. "Gentlemen, the zombie strapped to the chair must be moved to the door of the experimental cube. You will notice that the chair can be made completely vertical so that the zombie's feet barely touch the floor," the doctor explained. "Please put on the bite-resistant arm guards just in case. When you have it vertical and next to the door of the cube, I will instruct you further." MacDougall walked to the cube and opened the great door. Willie lay still on the opposite wall and moved his head to look at MacDougall. He opened his mouth but made no sound. Dr. MacDougall motioned to the troopers to move the zombie's chair closer. "Lift the part of the chair holding its feet and legs so that it is parallel to the floor." The troopers made that adjustment. "Now recline the part of the chair holding its torso so its entire body is parallel to the floor." "Good, good. Now lock the sections of the chair in place." "That's it. Now you can tilt the entire chair so that it is vertical." "Good. Now roll the chair over to the open door." The troopers moved the upright platform with the zombie strapped tightly to it right up to the open door of the cube. MacDougall turned to Allison. "Are all the sensors ready?" "Yes, sir," she replied. "Are the cameras filming?" "Yes, sir," she replied. "Audio and olfactive active?" "Yes, sir," she replied. MacDougall turned to the troopers. "Before you loosen any of the zombie's restraints, you," he pointed to the trooper standing farthest away from the door of the cube, "get the net gun and have it ready. When the zombie has performed its part in this experiment, you must fire the net gun and take it prisoner again and then put it back into the restraint chair and secure it. Do you understand?" The trooper nodded and turned to get the net gun. He was back next to the restraint chair in 15 seconds. "Good," said Dr. MacDougall. "Now," he said to the troopers at the chair, "loosen the straps that hold its ankles." "Good. Now the straps that hold its legs and then its knees." "Very good. Loosen the straps of its bite mask. Take it away so that it can use its mouth." "Good. Very good. Loosen the straps holding its head secure. Now the straps at its neck. Loosen the straps at its hips. Now its wrists, forearms, and upper arms. Now when I count to 3, loosen the final straps holding it to the chair, hips, abdomen, and thorax. Its thorax is its chest, troopers. Are you ready, troopers? Are you ready, Alice?" The troopers nodded. Allison nodded. 3, 2, 1, loosen the straps! MacDougall shouted and jumped up and down in excitement. Jerry the zombie looked around and began to turn to accost the troopers holding the chair blocking the door to the cube. But then Willie whimpered and the zombie spun around, seeing the injured naked man lying on the floor on the other side of the cube for the first time. The zombie moved slowly and deliberately, the way zombies do, across the cube. Within seconds it stood over Willie, whose whimpering was evolving into a wail. The zombie cocked its head to the side at this and bent to get closer to the howling man. Suddenly it was as though the zombie fell on Willie, its mouth opening and then dropping onto Willie's neck. Willie screamed as the zombie's teeth ripped into his neck, and when the zombie bit through the skin that covered Willie's jaw and then cracking Willie's jawbone itself, his scream changed again to a higher register but muffled by the blood that was now flowing down Willie's throat. Willie was weak when the attack began, but he gathered strength from somewhere within himself and pushed at and struck at the zombie to make it stop. But there was no cessation, no respite, no surcease. Willie's attempts to stop the zombie from taking his life weakened. His cries softened. Finally, Willie stopped moving. When Willie's movement ceased, the zombie paused, and then it moved its mouth over Willie's. The zombie remained stationary over Willie for 15 seconds, maybe 20, and then it stood and turned to the troopers standing frozen in the doorway of the cube. 5 of the troopers might as well have been statues, but the last trooper, the one MacDougall had told to get the net gun, pushed past the 5 immobilized with horror and fired the net gun at the zombie, who stood, blood splashed over its face, readying itself for a new attack. The net flew across the cube and wrapped the zombie in its unbreakable threads. The zombie tried to move its arms and its legs, but it was wrapped in a cocoon of clinging fibers. It fell with a thud. "Get that zombie back on the chair and strap it in, tightly. Cut off the netting after you strap it onto the chair," MacDougall shouted. "Alice," he yelled, "weigh Willie. I need to know exactly how much he weighs right now. Hurry." Allison had been transfixed by the atrocity that she had just witnessed, and then she realized that she was not simply a witness. MacDougall had made her an accomplice to this homicide. She threw up. "Alice," the monster in his lab coat yelled at her again, "pull yourself together. Get me the data. Use the cube scale to weigh Willie. Hurry, hurry." And she did. She went to the console, flipped the little red switch, and got Willie's weight. 190.6845676 pounds, 86,493.065 grams. She had wondered why Dr. MacDougall had insisted that the floor of the cube be an accurate scale that would measure the weight of any object on it to 1,000th of a gram. Now she would find out. How could it possibly matter? She was one of the damned now, and she did the work of the damned.